What is going on, my beautiful people of the world? Well, we're here to talk about announcements, specifically the Arc System Works one. Street Fighter announced Abigail. Tekken announced Geese. Whoop-de-fucking-do. That's out of the way. Now you know how I feel about those. First, let's talk about the big one. The unexpected one. The one nobody saw coming. Everybody was... Well, not everybody, but there were a lot of people like, hey, there's going to be a Ruby Rose fighter announced by Arc System Works. Hell no, there isn't. There's going to be a crossover game of Arc System Works properties that will also include Ruby Rose as a guest character. Potentially more. I don't see any reason why they would not add more Ruby characters. But let me bring the hype level down a little bit. I'm super excited for the game. Like, it's really amusingly coincidental. It might not even be coincidental. It's amazing from, kind of a standpoint of thinking about it in light of, like, how could we best make Capcom look bad? But it seems kind of fucked up to think about it from that avenue. But it's like, alright, we're coming out with a 3v3 game now that probably has the most hype to it than any game in recent memory. But they made Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite a 2v2 game. Let's see if we can one-up their 2v2 efforts as well. Let's make our own crossover game. Now, the biggest disappointment here, let's bring the hype level down first, and then I'm going to talk shit about a lot of the people that are discussing this game. So, firstly, to bring the hype level down, you gotta temper your expectations. Like, I see a lot of people popping off like, yo, I want to use these characters. Yo, this is certainly gonna be in the game. I can't wait for this shit. Like, we have a 1-minute trailer that confirms 5 characters and that we really don't see any of the game mechanics for. Like, I have my own hopes for it. I think it would actually be kind of awesome if they selected certain game mechanic specific things specific to their versions of the game that they had access to, that the characters had access to. So, like, for instance, with O'Neal, you could give the characters access to, like, some kind of grid system on a cooldown. Like, you can't do the fighting for who gets control of the grid because not everybody's an O'Neal character, but what if they had, like a grid cancel available on potential cooldown? What if they could use is it called Void Shift? Whatever that explosion shit is, where their meter kind of runs down at a regular pace, but they get access to a bunch of things. Whatever that mode is, and they get access to the most powerful super. They get to use that like once a match or once a round, something like that. Blazblue would get access to a burst. I guess Persona 4 Arena would technically also get a burst, but O'Neal wouldn't. Stuff like that. You make things unique to the characters that are unique to their series. You add a lot of flavor to it. Probably a nightmare to balance, but that kind of stuff would be very interesting to me. Anyway, so like little stuff like that, but we don't know anything. There's a bar. There's 2 bars that are shown on the screen. One's horizontal, which a lot of people are speculating to be Barrier because it's the same color and the same look as Barrier currently is in Blazblue, but nobody knows for sure. They didn't show any Barrier blocking off at all. They didn't show anything off that uses that meter. And then there's another actual traditional meter that clearly can build up over time because for most of the clips it was at 1, but there was one specific clip where it was at 2 instead. So you have a multi-meter system. So who knows if characters are about to get a level 1 supers, level 3 supers, maybe even level 5 supers. Who knows? There's too much unknown. We got a 1-minute trailer that confirms 5 characters and the fact that this game has certain meters to it, and it has a health bar. That's all that we have. So don't go too nuts on speculation. Now, shifting over from that, let me express my disappointment in a lot of people. And if any of you have done this, shame on you. Punch yourselves in the throat. Y'all are fucked up. I've seen a lot of talk about, basically, to sum it up as quickly as I can, where's my Guilty Gear? Who's this Ruby Rose bitch? Who cares about her? Stuff like that. So number one, the reason why I want you to punch yourself in the throat is because you're an ignorant fuck that can't think things through for longer than half of a fucking second. It's obvious Guilty Gear isn't here because Blazblue and Persona 4 Arena and O'Neal all use the same fucking fighting engine. Guilty Gear is on a completely different engine. So if they wanted to add Guilty Gear, they would have to build the characters from the ground up. You dumb shit. So that's out of the way. Finally, the people that are bitching about Ruby Rose's inclusion. Why? She's just an additional character added to the game. You don't know anything about her gameplay yet. You only know what she looks like. Why are you bitching about the series inclusion itself? Like, it's fine if you don't like the series. That's fine. I don't even know what it is. I know it's made by Rooster Teeth. That's the extent of my knowledge. I've never seen it, never watched it, know nothing about it. But I'm optimistic. They might have some very cool characters that they can add to the roster, make some really good fighting game stuff happen. Could look really cool. Plus, Ruby Rose is a Scythe user. Can't get enough of those. Fucking love me some Scythe users. I want to have a Gordeau/Ruby Rose team. Team Scythe, let's go. But to just hate on something, the majority of the hate that I'm seeing is just, I don't know who this is. Why should she even be in this game? That's not a reason to hate something. You're ignorant to it. That doesn't mean it's bad. Shit, man. It really irritates the hell out of me to see stuff like that. Like, at least go figure out what it is that you're hating first before you hate on it. Be educated. If it's educated hatred, I get it. I'm fine with that. But when it's just, I don't know what this is, so it must suck? No! You suck, you bitch! Had enough of it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. And I don't want to see no more of it. God damn. Let me tell you. The Blazblue Central Fiction, somehow. The Blazblue Central Fiction board on Game FAQs. I don't know why I still go to Game FAQs. It is one of the most... I think everybody that still goes there, including myself, is either borderline insane or has long passed into insanity. But unfortunately, some of those insane people are also incredibly, irreversibly stupid. And so just looking at the posts on the Blazblue board, I wanted to just dive off a cliff. I'm never going back to that board again. They were some of the dumbest... Oh god, I can't even put it into words. They're just fucking stupid, and it hurt me to read that shit. And those were the kind of comments that were all over the place. Who's this Ruby Rose? Fuck this character. She shouldn't be here. It's not like she's there at the exclusion of something else. Something else didn't get cut to put Ruby there. Like, fuck. Oh, it just irritates the hell out of me. Oh man, something potentially interesting and different was added to the game? Fuck it, I don't want to see it. That's a great mentality to have. Anyway. So moving forward from that. But yeah, the big thing is, like, you're always seeing constant roster speculation, right? Like, people are just, oh, I want to make this team. I can't wait to use this team. Like, be careful with that shit. They are obviously reusing the engine, so it may very well be possible that they are going to add every single current character that is made throughout the series, and they're going to be part of the game. But they're still going to have to make adjustments to every single character. There's going to be certain mechanics that exist in the game, in the source code that they're pulling it from, that is not going to be present in the crossover game. So stuff's still going to have to change. It's still going to require effort to make these characters work in the new system. So just be careful. Like I said, we have 5 characters confirmed, guaranteed to be in the game right now from that trailer. We don't know anything else about the rest of the game. What if there's only 30 characters in the entire game? That's certainly not enough to include everybody from Persona, everybody from O'Neil, everybody from Blazblue. So just be careful, because it would suck. It's like, I mean, obviously you're going to be disappointed, right? Like, if they don't include Tager, I'm going to be sad. If they don't include Azrael, I'm going to be sad. If they don't include Akihiko, I'm going to be sad. Yada yada. There's plenty of characters that I would love to see in the game. But just be careful not to hype yourself up too much, that it causes you to be like, well, never mind, not interested in this game anymore because this one character isn't in it. Just be aware of that potential. But anyway, so I don't really have that much to talk about in regard to the entire game, just because, again, we have a 1-minute announcement trailer that really didn't show anything off aside from the fact that it exists and it has these 5 characters. So I'm excited for it. I certainly want to see more of it, and I would like to know, you know, more of how it plays, more of the characters that are involved. It'd be really interesting. I'm really excited for that. But because I don't want to just go into rampant speculation, not much to say about it. So let's move on. Jubei. Let's talk more about speculation. You'll notice, actually, and this is something that you really sometimes have to pay very close attention to. You have to pay attention to the technicalities in wording for everything. They did not specifically say DLC available summer 2017. They specifically said coming soon summer 2017 in Jubei's trailer. I should actually mention first, like, he looks awesome. Like, if he was in the game, I would play him in a heartbeat, and I would love to try him out. If he is DLC, it's a potential issue, right? I've already gone over this with Mai. I'm not paying $8 for a character. You're not going to make me do that. I don't care how interesting the character looks. I don't care how much fun he would be. I don't care if he's a character that I have wanted to potentially see playable, because he would probably be really fun to play, and he certainly, again, looks super fun to play. I'm not paying $8 for that shit. And that would be the same thing here all over again, which would be truly unfortunate. But getting into the speculation bit, what if it's not just Jubei? Some people are saying, like, yo, it's going to be a part of an updated version because there's no room on the character select screen for just one character. It would be too fucked up, and nobody with any kind that designs anything would leave it like that. So it's more plausible that there might be two characters, and so a lot of people are saying, oh, well, we're going to get Jubei and Trinity. So then from there, a lot of people leapt to the conclusion that, you know what, we're probably actually going to get an updated version. Again, speculation's running rampant. I don't know anything about it. Nobody does, except Arc System Works. Nobody knows the plans except for them. And we're just going to have to wait and see. But I will say, one thing that I want to see above all else is actual... I don't even know, though. It's such a double-edged sword to wish for balance changes. Because right now, I mean, if you have not listened to my Blazblue specific version for Evo Nate Talks, I mentioned in it how the top 8 at Evo really showcased just how high, how the completely different level that the S tier characters rest on currently in Blazblue, in contrast to every other character, every other tier. So it would be nice to see a rebalancing, which would potentially, number one, revitalize the game, and number two, actually make it more enjoyable because you wouldn't have such a huge divide. That being said, this is Team Blue we're talking about. Who knows where their balance decisions could go? They may very well wind up flipping everything on its head and making it even worse than it already is. It's a scary prospect. So that's what the flip side is like, what if they are, like, what if this whole thing is the prelude to an announcement? They're going to do a balance update to Blazblue, they do a free balance update, but then they also include a character DLC or two. At that point, if it's a free balance update, I may actually be willing to purchase a DLC character, because then it's basically like, alright, I'm just showing my appreciation for this balance update that you put out for free. And that would absolutely be something that would cause me to buy DLC in general. And so there's too many unknowns floating around right now in regard to everything to really get, like, truly hyped up or amped up about it, because, like, I mean, I'm super, like I said, Jubei looks awesome. His gameplay looks cool, his move list looks awesome. I can't wait to see more of it, but there's too many unknowns about everything to just get properly hyped to actually properly speak about. And so that's kind of the big thing, is, again, like, and it's one of the worst things about gaming in general nowadays, is that things get announced so much earlier than we actually get, like, real details about it, that people's imaginations just run wild. And it's incredibly rare that something can actually, like, match up to people's expectations, because you expect this, like, perfect this result that's perfectly tailored for you, but it never is going to be perfectly tailored for you, because the people involved don't have the same mind as you, don't have the same thoughts as you. So it's really weird, and I feel like I'm being a bit of a downer right now. I'm super excited for both things, but there just isn't enough to go off of right now, and it's rampant speculation that really can only lead to bad things in the future. That's why I hate a lot of, like, the clickbait shit, where people are just like, they spend like 30 minutes, I really hope this happens, and that happens, and this happens, and then other people start getting those same hopes, and then it winds up not happening, and the people are just like, well, this game sucks now. Like, it would have been fine if you would just left well enough alone and been cautiously excited about it, and then once it actually came out, you can form your own conclusions instead of expecting something specific for you. And expectations have really ruined probably more than, like, any actual quality of the game ever has in and of itself. So, yeah, just saying, be careful where your thoughts may lead you. Anyway, my voice is gone. I've done enough talking for today. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. There will be a playlist that will link to all the rest of these in the description box below. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope that all of these announcements wind up being just as exciting as we hope that they will be. Peace.